This is our hood. It was massive. First time taking a look at it. So excited. Oh, it's so beautiful. Customs, help me open it. Take a look, okay?
Wow. Looks great.
Do you approve?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm pleased with this one. Yeah, it's good. It's good, 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 good. Cabinets are here. Color looks nice. Oh, stainless steel. Dishwasher. Oven. These are the cabinets. Take a look.
Oh, these are the cabinets.
Yeah, see, they're stainless steel.
They look great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. They look great.
We have aluminum rails for the handles.
Right. And what's this?
Just a...
Oh. Wow. Wow. That's great. Wow.
This will be for a sink.
Oh. Wow. I can't wait. I can't wait till it's all ready.
Yeah, good. We looked at all of the hoods. In the end, I decided that I just really needed something special because our countertops are so big and so wide. And so we got this commissioned, customized for this kitchen. I think the artist did a really good job with this hand hammering and the patina and the color, and it looks really, really great. It was quite expensive. It cost us more than 100,000 NT to purchase this and get it here. It was stuck in customs for like 2 months because the customs agent, they didn't believe us. Like the shipping weight on this was 86 kilos and it came in this like huge crate. Way too big to be a Choyoyenji. Something's wrong with your document. Even if it was a Choyoyenji, the price would put it over like a certain import limit, and then we would need to have special paper, which we didn't have because I didn't know about it. I was worried about getting in trouble, paying big fines. But in the end, we actually got around that because this isn't a Choyoyenji. This is just an empty hood. The actual appliance part of it, the fan, is separate. We purchased that separate from a different company. Got a new invoice issued, translated it into Chinese to say that this is not a Choyoyenji. It is an ornamental hood. It's just a piece of art. And then customs was like, oh, okay, no problem. Big, stupid, expensive. That makes sense for a piece of art. It doesn't make sense for Choyoyenji. And then it was released a few days later, and it arrived just in time for us to install it. But it was a really stressful experience because we had to get this installed first. This hole needs to match up with the hole for the Dien Salu. Finger on the lens, filming the floor. If you want cheap labor, call cameraman dad. So we did like the handleless everything. We don't have any like handles or knobs. You just reach under here and you pull it. Same thing with like here, we just have these railings. So you just pull this and the railing. And the reason for that is you don't catch your clothing on it. So you can go, ooh. It sounds silly, but actually it's super annoying when you're like trying to do stuff in the kitchen and just something like grabs you while you're walking. It used to happen to us a little bit in the previous kitchen. Not gonna happen to us anymore. Of course, everything is soft close. Whoa. I love soft close. Soft close, everything, so good. Yeah. Anyway, why don't you come up, Dad, and walk around with me a little bit. We have a cabinet here. I guess this is where we'll put our nice plates and bowls for guests or something like that. This is the dining room, so it's like easy access, and then everything else, the stuff you normally use, it just hangs out in the dishwasher most of time. So this here is a sonak gui. I never like seen one of these before I came to Taiwan. I like really like it. It's an electrical cabinet. Inside there's 2 plugs. I can put dianguo or something like that, and then the fan will just automatically blow that out. You can see how this is like kind of in the way, but we can close it. And then we can close this. You don't have to leave it out. You don't have to put it on the counter. It won't steam up and like damage this. Just closes in here. It makes life a lot easier, and it also gets rid of clutter, because I don't like clutter on the countertop. This one was made right here in Taiwan by a company called Pacific, and I found out about them because when I was looking for hood, they had the most elegant island type hood, and I started talking with them, and they showed me this. I'd never seen it before, and they ended up giving me 2 of these. So this one for me, and another one over there for my dad.
Wow, this is great. I want to use it.
Very excited about it because it solves a problem that was in my previous kitchen. It solves the humidity problem with the water condensation, and it solves the clutter problem on the counters, and it's quite elegant. I think it's really nice that these matte finishes, they match even though they're from different companies. I put a link to their website down in the description. They're actually the OEM for 95% of the international brands on the market. Just order directly from the source, get it from them. It'll be a lot cheaper, you get some high quality, and if you write in the description that you heard about it from me, then they'll send you a special gift while supplies last. Thanks a lot again to Pacific for these awesome sonak gui. I've never seen anything like this in America, but I love it. So this oven we bought through Renheju, Amica something or other. It was quite expensive. If you're not somebody who really likes to bake, you don't need this model. It also costs more because we wanted this matte black finish. And this is a steam oven, so you can put water in here while you're baking. The reason you want that is because water has a higher specific heat than air. And so if you get some steam on your bread, when you bake, that part heats up faster and it creates like a crust on the outside of the bread, and then it's crispy. If you're not baking bread, you probably don't need it. It's got a big fan in there to blow everything around for even heating throughout, so we don't need to deal with like rotisseries, things like that. When I grew up, every house in America has an oven, so I'm used to baking a lot of things. But here in Taiwan, it's been a long time since I had a proper oven, and so I'm really quite excited. Baking's also really fun because put it in, push a button, and forget it for a lot of things, so it's really a more convenient way to cook. Bring it in close, Dad. Let's focus on my face here. Is the lighting good? We gotta have a heart-to-heart with the audience. You don't wash your clothes by hand. Why are you washing your dishes by hand? I have lived in Taiwan for 12 years now, maybe 13, I forget. And I've been in many different apartments. I've rented many different places, nice places, cheap places, big places, small places. Didn't matter. Been in all my friends' house. Nobody has a dishwasher. Why? And I know you're saying like it's because dishwashers are expensive, and they are. That one was really expensive. And you can get cheaper ones, but even the cheap ones in Taiwan are very expensive compared to like a dishwasher in Europe or America. One of the reasons for that is because they're just not popular. Because people don't use them, there's no entry-level dishwashers on the market. It's like a chicken or egg scenario. But it's so good. You put your dishes in the dishwasher, but then like what you get out of the dishwasher is like books and movies and time with your family and time to relax and time to do other work. I just love it. The best thing ever. So over here we have the double fridge, and this is actually 2 separate units, but once we put the wooden panels on here, then you won't be able to tell. It will just be like opening one double fridge like that. And actually we have power in these now because these are 110 volt and they're hooked up to the original power source for the kitchen, whereas everything else is connected through the new power that ran outside, which we're going to spread between 2 different meters to reduce the power bill. And this one has an independently temperature controlled drawer, so we can set the temperature in here different than the rest of the fridge. And also underneath we have freezers. So good, so good. I'm very pleased with these. I can't wait to get the panels on them, and then they'll be kind of invisible. And although these are quite wide, this is 1.2 meters between them, they're not that deep because the fully embedded fridges have to be 60 centimeters deep, the same as the oven or a sink or a countertop. And so we actually have 2 more fridges in this kitchen. This is another refrigerator. This is kind of a little bit of a gimmick. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work yet. This one I actually just bought off Taobao, so I don't know how long it'll last, but we'll figure it out. But it's like a 60 centimeter wide thing. That's kind of like the good thing about the system cabinets, the收納櫃, the oven, the refrigerator. All of these are standard size. If I do decide that I need to change this later, I can actually just pull it out and change it. Not a big deal. That's very nice, but hopefully it just works really well. It didn't have the right plug, so we had to just cut it and hook it up directly to the electricity. So that's connected over here via 220. The way that I think this would work is because I like to keep my vegetables at like a higher temperature than a refrigerator, because vegetables are alive, especially like your green leafy vegetables. You don't want it to be too cold because then it damages them. So they'll last longer at higher temperature. And so this is where I can put my dalume, things like that. Tomatoes, if you get tomatoes too cold, they don't taste good. I can just put it here, and then this is the counter, pull it out, chop it directly. I don't need to wait for them to warm up. And here we have our final fridge. This is a wine cooler, and I have the 2 separate temperature zones, so I can put whites on the bottom, red on top, keep them at a nice separate temperature, or maybe even beer here. So if I take drinks out and I put them in here, then it saves space in the fridge, but also keeps them at the same temperature. If you have a smaller kitchen, you definitely don't need something like this. The way I would do it, or used to do it when I don't have one of these, for white wine, keep it in the fridge, take it out of the fridge 15-20 minutes before you drink it. And for red wine, keep it out of the fridge and stick it in the fridge 15-20 minutes before you're going to drink it. And then that will bring it to about the temperature that you want. So all of the appliances so far still have, of course, the Diensulu, but that can't be installed until...
You already know it. I don't know that. I mean, there's things showing, but I don't know what that is.
He doesn't have a union, so-called cameraman dad. Doing renovations is stressful, and like we had been trying for months and months and months, like almost a year, to try to put this kitchen together. And then finally I was hanging out with one of my friends in Kaohsiung, and he just had redone his kitchen. He had the same problem with designers, and he just went straight to the Chuju Gongsu. And he recommended that one. They did a good job on his kitchen, and then so I hired them to do this one as well. And so I kind of want to like give a shout out to them. The company's called Renhoju. If you're doing a kitchen, I recommend checking them out, because without them, this kitchen, it just wouldn't have happened. This whole thing for all the cabinets was about 300,000 NT, which is a lot of money, but my kitchen's like the size of 2 kitchens. If you have a normal kitchen, half that, maybe less. I know all kitchens probably are soft close now, but it's just like, you know, the old ones weren't. Oh, I'm gonna be here all day.